Hey guys, it's Mike here in Taiwan, and I'm going to be talking today about why people in Taiwan they love English so much. And it's weird because I've been to mainland China and I've been to Taiwan, so I know a little bit of the difference. And the thing is that when I was trying to learn Chinese Mandarin over in mainland China, it was like I was trying to say the things that I wanted to say to people in mainland China, and then they would speak more Chinese to me, right? So. But then when they realized that I'm a foreigner who speaks English in Taiwan, then they would like try to switch over to their broken English, or they would just give up on trying to talk to me. And it was just strange. I think that they have kind of this not exemplification, just overemphasis on learning English, and like English is going to be like the key to doing whatever. I think partly it's also to do with the fact that people in Taiwan want to leave Taiwan, which you could probably relate to in one way, shape, or form if you're from Taiwan, which is strange because you have all these foreigners, they come to Taiwan. If you're Vietnamese, Filipino, Indonesian, they're coming here for work because their wages are much better here in Taiwan. If you're American, British, Canadian. You're here for teaching English, and you don't know how long you're going to be here. Maybe you might be here for like a year or two, whatever, and then you're just going to go skip off to some other place. But on the weekends, if you are here, then there's all these different places to go to. The southern part of Taiwan is hotter, and the people are nicer, I'd say, in my opinion. But if you do want to work, the wages are more competitive in the northern part of Taiwan. So the thing is that when you're working in a cram school, right, and you see, what it is that they want to learn, what they do want to learn is they actually want to pass the test. And maybe that's what the key is that they just want to pass the test, and then maybe they can go on their way with their lives or whatnot, right? But the thing is that whoever's learning, I mean, if it's the kids or whatever it is, and they kind of, they understand later with English that there's actually more benefit to just learning English rather than just passing the test, and hopefully you can actually speak something, say some really complicated sentences, some idioms and whatnot. You can actually talk to people, right? Your whole world like widens. Like there's I had a friend of mine in Taipei, his thing was like widen your world, which is kind of a mouthful with W's, but he made that slogan by himself, so that's cool. But there is a lot of things to it, right? That you will widen your world, your perspective about things, right? And it's funny because in the beginning, all you were doing was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to study English and pass these tests, and then hopefully be able to say some phrases, and I think partly too is that with Taiwan, they want to, I guess, be bilingual within like 5 to 10 years or like whatever it is. But, are they really putting the effort in to do that? I would say, in all honesty, I would say probably no, because there's just so much things, right? Like that, they have all these different types of industries, and they want to communicate with foreigners, and then they say, okay, well, I need English, right? So then they'll just kind of half-ass try to study English. I mean, not to take away anything from the work ethic in Taiwan, but there's only 24 hours that you have in the day, and how are you going to split that up? You're going to split that up between taking care of your family, going to your job, eating, sleeping, and then you got this like small sliver of time, maybe like 2 hours, and then obviously you're tired, where you got to learn English. And are you going to actually really hunker down and then go learn that English? I don't know. And there's also the question of environment, right? A lot of people in Taiwan will say, well, the reason why I can't learn English is because the environment is not there. Well, have you ever seen those people who are really obsessed about learning languages, and they stick a bunch of sticky notes around their house to say that, this is, I don't know, casa. Well, actually, obviously they won't say that because, that's house in Spanish, but then, you have all of these words for everything, and then they see those every day, right? And what are you doing? So I think really at the end of the day, my final verdict about why people in Taiwan are so obsessed with learning English is probably just to pass the test. And eventually, when they do the things that they need to do regarding English and learning English and whatnot, then they find out that there's a bigger world out there, and then maybe they'll hopefully appreciate the fact that they're from a beautiful island called Taiwan. See you guys later. Bye.